Ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday night, and welcome to Game of Thrones, doing season 5, episode number 4. And with me, as always, House Targaryen Ken. JV, what's up, buddy?
Oh, just another life in the world of Gotham, avoiding Batsy and little edgelords.
Speaking of little edgelords, what's up there, Shadow?
Not much. Happy to be here.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Glad you can make it. But even with the school stuff, but make sure you stay on top of that, or I'll kick your ass personally. I know where you live. Speaking of knowing where you live, Nomi, what's up? What is it? I don't think she's there.
Yeah, okay, it's me. No, I'm here. You guys just sounded like robots for a second, so I'm like, well, yeah, I'm the problem tonight. So Shadow, I'll take this one. I'll take this off your hands.
And don't worry, Lily will be here. So
Nomi's not a problem.
Okay, cool.
It's always Shadoo's fault. And speaking of edgelords, we meet the Westerosi version of edgelords in this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we do.
Okay, now sorry, I can hear you guys loud and clear now. So I just had to reposition my laptop.
All right.
She's having antenna issues.
I am.
Rabbit ears. Doing the rabbit ears.
Well, because I'm stealing my neighbor's internet, so I guess they moved their router, and I guess that just didn't.
What?
No, that was a joke. That was a joke. I'm not stealing anything.
I don't know if I believe that now.
No.
Yes. So speaking of Westerosi edgelords, the normal site that we used to watch this was not working, but I did manage to find another one last minute. So without any further delay, we're gonna hop into this. Also, I'm not gonna be on camera because if I don't say anything, it's because I'm eating. I haven't eaten yet, so bear with me. But here we go.
Gotcha.
Guy just taking care of his boat, minding his own business.
I know, right?
Doing his normal thing. And then this big jerk comes out of nowhere. But you're a dick.
Yeah, like that's how that guy makes his livelihood. How many kids are going to go starving because of what Jorah just did?
Well, there is no defense for what Jorah's done, because he's got still caught up in the fields, and he's carrying that torch for McQueen.
I mean, can you blame him?
I mean, she's hot, sure, but I mean, she made it pretty clear: if she sees you again, you're gonna get it killed. And he thinks he's got a pretty good prize to at least pause the blade that takes his head.
Also, I mean, what else does he really have to live for? He can't go home. He's got nothing. He's an outlaw still in Westeros. He brings nothing for them.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no, he still is. He never received his pardon.
He did. Oh, yes, he did.
He got his pardon, but it was intercepted, correct?
Right. Which again, we had that discussion of how did that actually transpire?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, even then, what is he going to do? Go back to his home, the place where they hate him because he was a slaver? Is he going to become a
well, yeah, and later on we meet the little lady in charge, and she doesn't seem like the type of person who'll be like, "Hey, brother, come on back in." No.
I mean, if the plot wanted her to be, probably.
Well,
yeah.
I don't like Leona Mormont.
But real quick, let's say hi to R2. He says, "Have a great stream tonight, folks. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it." They're doing their thing as well. Starting here in a little bit. Boosh says, "I am so ready," and of course, we always got lurkers, which is fine. Hey, hail the lurkers, man. Do what you got to do. We'll be talking, and feel free to jump in whenever you want. Now, of course, we got Tyrion here, who a little bit louder than the other website, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. It's throwing him in a boat, right? Let's just steal the boat.
Yeah.
Tyrion's like, what the hell is this bullshit?
Yeah.
I just went to a brothel to look at some boobies. I was taking a pee, and now I'm in a boat. Great.
Yeah. It's one of those things that he's just like, dude, what the hell? So he ends up honestly, eventually waking up on said boats, but this is not the one. This is not the boat he's on.
No, this is a merchant ship.
Is that estimate? Toth, said Jamie.
That's Toth. The
Sapphire
Sapphire Isle.
Isle.
And Jamie gets a little.
Why are we on a merchant ship?
Jamie
Why not
gets a
Lannister
little
set?
bit of. Oh, that's where my friend is from. Jamie has a friend. Isn't that cute?
Aw.
He does have a friend. Everybody needs a friend.
Huh.
The kid more than anybody. Just kidding. Man.
Got a friend in me.
And apparently, maybe Nomi's is not on screen because she's eating chips again.
Ooh, come on.
Do you want to see me eat chips? Do you want to hear me eat chips?
I have a feeling that the chat wouldn't say no. I mean, but that's not my decision.
I will drop my Cash App for a
Oh,
price.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
All that
Wow.
baby. I saw that.
Wow. There we go. And there it is.
Yes.
Wow.
If you're good at something, don't do it for free. That's my motto.
You're stealing that from him.
Am I?
Dark
Yeah,
Knight.
that's his.
Okay. Well,
I
I
said
mean,
that.
that's a general model as well. Like,
True.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, no,
So-
if I can provide a service, and if you want to see it, if you want to hear it, I expect a financial compensation. JV, what are you
So-
gonna say?
I was gonna say after all what was said and done, in true Monday and Friday night action. Shut up, Shadow.
Yes.
Ooh. All right, let's get back to the conversation here.
Braun.
This ship's sailing to Old Town. We'll get off earlier, not far from Sunspear. Row ourselves to the dawn is short in the night.
And Braun is like,
You
oh
ever been
really?
to Dorne?
You think it's
No.
that
I
easy,
have.
huh? You been to
Dorne.
Dorne?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And he talks about specifically Dornish women. Well, the Dornish people in general. They like to do two things. Both start with the letter F.
And
Fight and fuck and
I'll
fucking
get-
fight.
yeah. Speaking of somebody who knows about women, Nomi, what would you probably say the overall sense of the women of Dorne from this episode did you get?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see this episode, so I can't really give my 2 cents. But can you guys give me spark note edition?
Think of Ilaria Martell.
Alaria Sand.
Ilaria Sand, sorry.
Yeah,
Ilaria
yeah,
Sand,
yeah.
Ilaria Sand, where she's dialed to 11, they're dialed to about 9.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna
Lazy. All they want to do is fight and fuck and fight.
You should be happy to go back there.
Good.
There's nothing like a good fight to get you in the mood for fucking. And there's
Okay.
nothing like a fuck mad Dornish girl to clear your head for the next fight.
Angry
That's
sex.
how
Okay.
the two work together. We're gonna be doing a lot of fight.
Which I advocate. Just saying.
Okay.
Shadow,
shut your ears
when you get older, you'll understand.
Yeah, you'll know Shadow.
to when they drop.
And then he's gonna start pissing his girlfriend off on purpose.
But you keep it up, we'll just break up with you.
Or boyfriend. To one of the two. Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Breakup it's like pretty good too, just for the record.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
we broke up 4 months ago.
Makeup
Yeah, that's-
or
yeah,
or,
yeah.
or makeup sex. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Just
pretty
saying.
good also.
I can agree. Yeah.
It's just a thing.
You'll know Shadow. You'll soon find out.
Yeah.
But I don't imagine we'll get to stick around for the
Not this
rest.
year, but
Not after we've kidnapped their princess.
We're not kidnapping their princess. We're rescuing my niece, bringing her back to her family.
Had a cool
What a
frog.
cool frog.
frog.
Cool frogs.
Well,
Give them a good vibe.
okay,
Thank you,
so
sir.
wait. So it was great because Jamie says, "We're going to rescue my niece," and Braun is like, "Really? You're gonna keep that up? Your niece, huh?" And Jamie's like, "Don't start,"
Yeah.
because he's like, "Come on, it's me. You don't have to put up the pretense. It's we all know."
Yeah. It's like, come on, bro. Let's get real here. Let's get real.
I've been doing this sort of thing a long time. I'm good at it.
That's why you're here.
I know. Why are you here? Why not send 40 of me? Or an army? Unlike most folks, you've actually got one.
Because I don't want to start a war.
That still doesn't explain what you're doing here.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It has to be me.
If I'm putting something like this together, a one-handed man who happens to be one of the most recognizable faces in Westeros is not...
It has to be me.
You set your brother free, didn't you?
No.
I bet you
Braun,
didn't like that.
the best part about Braun, I mean, Braun comes across as just a hired sword. That is a smart guy. He sees through people like there's no tomorrow, and he's like, oh. And plus, I think it's also because, well, Bush, you're not wrong there. And it's also he has spent enough time around the Lannisters to know that, bro, come on. You don't, again, it's me. It's me. You don't have to lie to me. I know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Also,
He's
I
like,
mean,
go ahead, dude.
I mean,
I'll be right back.
oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I mean, at this point, basically everyone in Westerosi politics knows it's the truth. It's just the people that have everything to lose by it being the truth don't talk about it because, like, for example, Marjorie knows Tommen is Cersei's bastard. She doesn't talk about it because she loses the throne. It's not. It's only a secret for the people who would lose shit for it no longer being a secret.
Correct.
Yeah. JV, I've got a quick question for you. Actually, my interpretation of like Jamie like going is partly because it's his daughter, but it's also he doesn't really serve a purpose anywhere right now. All he's ever been is a guy with a sword, and he can't even swing his sword very well. So this is his attempt to find some kind of usefulness for himself. Would you say that's fair?
No, I'd say he's going because like DeBouche said, Cersei will cut him off.
Oh, yeah.
And he's still madly in love with her. I mean, he's starting to see some cracks, but that's his true love. And if she says jump, he's going to ask how high.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I think by this point, obviously, I think a lot of people are starting to feel some sympathy for Jamie because he's become a different person, and Cersei is the same old horrible bint.
It's the moment where folks started to turn and start to have sympathy for Jamie is that scene when he's in that bathhouse with that bathhouse with Brienne and the moral conundrum he had: serve his father, who that's his family, or serve his king. Both have horrible ends for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And folks were really started to kind of turn to Jamie because up until that point, he's a character you love to hate.
Yeah. And with that scene, we get context. It'd be like if you had the show started after Ned was executed and Robb was coming down and like destroying the southern kingdoms, and it's all from the Lannister perspective of like, oh, he's this evil king, he comes in and he kills people and stuff, and then you get the context. They killed my dad because he knew the queen fucked her brother, and he was trying to get the rightful king in charge, and you get that context, and now Robb's less of a bad guy in your eyes because you get the context. Same with Jamie. Pretty much every evil thing he's done can either be it wasn't evil when you have the full context, or Cersei gaslights him.
Well, evil is still evil.
He's still evil,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
but everyone in this show has a shade of evil to them.
that's a good point. That is a good point.
There's no such thing as innocence
You
in a
ever
world
seen
like
the
this.
wee
It's merely shades of guilt.
Give him my
Yeah.
regards.
And then Bronn is like, well, because okay, so he murdered my father.
If I ever see him, I'll split him in two.
And Bronn's like, yeah, sure you will.
Mm-hmm.
And Bronn's like, uh-huh.
Because yeah, it's pretty much it's yeah, okay, dude. Whose
Okay.
dog is that?
Not mine.
Hang on.
Oh, it's a cute
It
doggy.
Eat the puppy.
There's a puppy. I like puppies.
The Iron Bank has called in 1/10 of the Crown's debt. Given the expense of rebuilding the royal
How much
fleet,
can the Crown afford?
with winter coming, half what they ask? Less?
You're the master of coin. How do we pay them?
House Tyrell could front the gold and the Crown would pay us back in time, or I'd have words with my daughter.
No. Oh, doggy.
Oh, it's puppy.
Puppy.
Buddy Rocky.
Oh, puppy.
Oh, he's so cute. That is a cute
Get it.
dog. What's up, Rocky? The Black Dragon says, "Hey, everybody."
Yes.
That's such a
He's
cute
Such a
dog.
good puppy.
She's a mutt.
So-
Her name is Zena.
What?
And her name is Zena.
Aw.
I'm just gonna say,
puppy.
and I'm just gonna say, Mace Tyrell is even more of an oaf. He's just,
Yeah.
No, you
He's
can't
just an
eat it.
absolute tool
Do
for
not-
everyone to use.
Oh yes, hi there. Yeah, hi. Okay, time to go now.
I'm about to say, the viewers jumped up a couple once we brought the dog on. I'm sure it's coincidence, but I'm gonna go.
I mean, I think it's more. I think it's more the lurkers started getting active when they heard a puppy. was
I think
involved.
so. Yeah. Rocky the Black Dragon says 50 days till Halloween. I love Halloween. I am kind of bummed out that I don't live near Universal or Busch Gardens anymore because they did like Howl Scream stuff like that. But
Thanks,
See
Archie.
R2.
yeah, R2. Well, the dog is gone. See ya.
And speaking of the month of October, counting the last two episodes of House of the Dragon that we did, at about mid-October, we've been on a year going in this little adventure.
Really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I know.
Holy cow. That actually deserves an applause. Where the fuck is it at? I actually have an applause button soon, so it'll be better than this.
There we go.
Yay.
Sure.
I actually got a soundboard that I should be hooking up in the next couple of days. So hopefully, if everything
Nice.
goes well, it should be working better. It'll be fun. See, R2 says, R2.
I mean, R2 isn't wrong.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
He's not wrong, but hold on, we never got a chance to go there. But let's stand by.
We
R2
never
isn't
got
the
a
Busch
chance to
Gardens
go.
that strip club in Florida with the fancy buffet that Tom and you went to, Ryan? No, but there is a strip club near Disney World that is Disney themed. And
What?
Yeah, he's
it
not
has
I mean,
a-
that makes sense.
it has like prime rib and stuff, and it's got like
Yep.
yeah.
Well,
We looked at the menu. We looked at the website one time. The four of us, JT included. Yeah, it's a real thing.
do tell, because there's a what was it? There's a couple strip clubs out here. Sapphires has like a 5-star Mexican restaurant attached to it. Masco boobs. And then there is Treasures that is also a 4-star steakhouse. Not that I've partaken in any of the food at those
Yeah,
places.
I think you've mentioned the steakhouse one before on a stream. I don't remember the context.
Well, you know, I've gone to Hooters because I love wings. So
Hooters wings are pretty.
They are pretty good. They really are.
Yeah.
I really do like. I love me some hot wings. But real quick, Rocky the Dragon. I wanted to point this out. Says to quote the NWO, when you're with Ryan, the law enforcement can Joker voice, Nomi and Shadow of Hawk, you're in for life. You're damn right, you're in for life. NWO baby. But no, I will have to Google that maybe for the next stream, and I'll just show like the
show.
Or maybe a Friday show and show.
There
Yeah.
you
So tune in for this Friday, and we'll find it because we'll see if we can't get Tom the Rogue attraction on to confirm. It's a real
send him to do some in-field reporting.
There you go. Shadow, give the kid an applause for that. That's the one you get.
The only one he's ever gotten from you. All right, back to the world of Westeros and its imbecile.
Yeah.
You've already given us too much. No, we must arrange better terms with the Iron Bank.
Absolutely.
In person.
Me.
We must send an envoy to the Iron Bank, someone of importance, to show these bankers our respect. As the King's Master of Coin, I can think of no one more qualified.
I would be honored, Your Grace.
The King's expressed concern about his father-in-law's safety on this voyage. He's ordered Cimmerian to personally lead your escort.
Does it sound as friendly?
Hey, to Mace Tyrell, it's friendly. To anyone else, that's a poison pill.
Well, Sir Marin is not a friendly person, and plus, Sir Marin knows about certain establishments in Bravos, and he's more than willing to go.
Well, also the fact that Marin...
Just real quick, R2 says that place is how Tom got his, quote, spider bite.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Is this something I missed from Friday? I haven't watched Friday's show yet.
Well,
he's got like a spider bite on his shoulder. He couldn't have Zort on there.
Zort was on the other shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all I got is quote spider bite. Oh no, it was the races were awesome, but I missed hanging out with you crazy fuckers. Especially if you're talking about Tom's weird spider bites.
Our very own King's Guard. Please express
Safe travels.
Yeah, that's fine. Just go.
I know, right?
See, that's not his King's Guard. That's a knife to his throat. Now he's effectively a hostage. Because Marjorie and Olenna can't protect him, and it's Cersei's guy right next to him the entire time. Which anyone with half a brain would pick up on.
Okay.
So Mace has only got a quarter of one, clearly.
Exactly. Shut up. And then Qyburn says, small council grows even smaller. And Cersei says, not small enough.
Wasn't it Pycelle?
Small council grows smaller and smaller.
Oh, yes, you're right. Okay, you're right. What do you mean? If it gets any smaller, I won't be. Oh, shit.
Yeah. That's
something else I love about this scene is Mace Tyrell mentions the reason why they're short on funds is because they're rebuilding the fleet. In the books, it specifically mentions that the biggest part of the fleet that Cersei's focusing on is a flagship that is like twice the size of Robert's hammer, named Sweet Cersei, and a ship the same size as Robert's called Tywin. She's basically spending all of the crown's money trying to make herself look badass, all the while just like letting the small council deteriorate. And at the end of the book, spoilers, the random bastard she gives command to the fleet sails off with the fleet.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, she is a... Bush says real quick, Brand would be more qualified, and he's worked out of his mind hugging a tree. Yeah. Well, if we all know how the show ends. So speaking of who being the most qualified, not. What's up, Larry? Lawrence Knight, of course, you know him from Friday Night's Royal Rumble. Tyrion always says, "Shut up, drink up, legs up." Yeah.
Well,
Well, shut up. Shadu shuts up. JV drinks up, and
Wait,
I'm not going to make this last
Don't-
joke. There's
don't
not a
mind
joke.
if I do.
Tell the joke. I want to
Ryan gets his legs up.
Tell the joke.
Well, you're the only girl here, so you're the only one that can do that.
Tell
Says your PFP, Ryan.
joke.
And Nomi's a girl, so she's the only one who can put her legs up.
No,
It's not in that direction. I didn't mean it badly.
No,
I'm just,
I mean, I didn't get it. Like, I could put it up on the desk.
I mean,
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's
But
nice
I was
don't
gonna say-
it.
Well, because, like,
It wasn't
you
meant
can-
in that direction, just for the record.
if you had said it, I wouldn't have thought it in that direction, but I can thank you for thinking that. But you can always say now that I know, like, I'm known as the ASMR queen, you can just say, and Nomi snapped them.
Yeah, you kind of become the unofficial ASMR queen of our YouTube airspace.
Oh, wait, JV, he doesn't know.
And what happened?
I got paid $25 on Friday to eat granola and yogurt.
Ah!
Was that on Sam's stream? I had to check out halfway through.
That was on the music. Oh, look at
Hey!
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, Lily, what's
Not
going
much.
on?
We're just learning about how Nomi got paid for ASMR.
It's okay. I don't need to hear that again.
And right
Wait,
now,
was
Lily
again?
is a nipple and not a face.
Stop.
Yeah,
What?
It's your avatar. It's just the nipple.
yeah, no, that's what it's called on StreamYard. You don't have a little avatar thing. It's
It should have my picture on there. I can see it on my end.
We don't see it.
freaking StreamYards must be being a piece of shit again. Oh wow, she. So real quick, Boosh says, Shadow, are you trying to make your voice sound deeper?
A little bit. Honestly, a little bit, because I've rewatched. It's less I'm faking a deep voice and more I'm trying to like speak more clearly and enunciate better, because I've rewatched some of the streams and I'll get kind of incoherent, and I guess that's just making my voice deeper unintentionally.
I mean, okay, that's fair enough. I mean, that's fair enough right there. It reminded me
just
that
let it happen naturally. It's called puberty.
Jesus. And Lawrence Knight said, of course, and because there she is, and she's got an avatar.
There you are.
And Lawrence Knight says 300 million mirrors. 300 million is a lot.
So now, can we move him out of next to me then?
All right, hold on. I'll make you happy.
There we go. There we go.
Got to keep the clown happy.
Damn Skippy.
R2 says, got to prep for after the weekend stream. Have a good night. See ya, buddy. And he also says, don't worry, Shadu, your balls will actually drop one of these days.
True. And just speaking of after the weekend, I will be on their Saturday show with him, JT, and Beard of Liberty. We will be talking about if we were to do a casting for a live action Thundercats film, who would we pick?
That's awesome. That sounds great.
I know.
So yeah, definitely subscribe to After the Weekend. It's a lot of fun. Bruce says he just did it again.
Oh, like the scene from the MCU.
Yeah, So I'm gonna find that clip for Friday night, right? And I'm going to play it when you talk.
I'll find it first.
Which Ryan?
Hey, you go ahead.
Which Ryan? I have a clip for you as well from Sunday over with.
Yeah, he does, and I'm not happy about it.
Okay, yeah, send it to me. R2 says JB 100%. Lawrence says Shadow O. Joke throw? I don't know.
It's Thundercats.
Oh, it's been a long time since. Yeah, Lion-O.
Like Lion-O, Panthro,
yeah, it's been a long time since.
Tigro.
I grew up watching it. It's been a long time.
Tigra, yeah, the brother, or at least
the Wily Cat.
Yeah, let's get back on topic.
Yeah, I know we go on a tangent. Sorry, ladies.
May I offer you some wine, Your Holiness? You'll have to
Ryan's
She's
the
like,
bad
damn.
guy.
Say that our minds are temples to the seven, and should
Mum
be
Ryan.
kept pure.
Yeah,
But
it's all right.
the truth is,
But
I
actually,
don't like the
I don't like the taste of it, so that's why I don't know
Some
what you're
innocent.
missing, sir. You need to
All
sample
over Westeros,
all of
we
it.
hear of septs being burned, silent sisters raped, bodies of holy men piled in the streets.
wars teach people to obey the sword, not the gods.
Perhaps the gods need a sword of their own.
Oh no,
In the
this
days
is not a
before
good
the
sign.
Targaryens, the faith
No.
militant dispensed the justice
This
of the
is
seven.
an amazing example of what
militant
Tywin said
disarm.
Cersei's greatest weakness was. She's not as smart as she thinks she is. She thinks she's given herself another tool in her belt to fight Marjorie, because in her world, you give someone a favor, they owe you a favor. The Sparrow, he doesn't follow that rule. He doesn't believe in that. He actually is devout to the faith of the
believer.
seven.
A
Yeah, he's a
believer.
true believer. So
And-
basically,
And the world of Westeros has not seen the likes of the faith militant since Maegor the Cruel when he burned the original sept to the ground.
yeah, and proceeded to slaughter the faith militant, and then I can't remember what the Order of Knights was off the top of my head, because it was effectively like the Kingsguard, where like you swear off lands and wives and stuff like that, but it was for the faith, kind of like the Knights Templar or the Knights Hospitaller in your medieval history. But yeah, no, I absolutely love this like little comeuppance Cersei is making, because it absolutely displays her greatest character flaw, and that is her abject arrogance, thinking that, oh, I'm a Lannister, I'm rich, I'm better than everyone, I can outthink everyone. And in actuality, the High Sparrow he just wants Westeros to be like, religious again. You're giving me an army? Holy shit, lady, I'll take that.
Okay, the High Sparrow wants to establish a theocracy. That's what he wants. He basically wants to establish what the Roman Catholic Church had for centuries.
Yeah, effectively. I can't remember. Does he ever do like anything? I'm trying to think if he does like anything explicitly like outright political, or if Cersei just jumps into it before he even gets the chance to start that stuff.
We just let it play out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after this, that definitely happens, but like I can't remember anything before this that would lead to that.
Well, he does say, "Whoa, this is a surprising turn, one that I never expected, but I greatly wanted."
2 centuries ago.
Yeah. I personally took that scene as like legitimate because he is very devout, but I could also see that as like a Littlefinger type thing. But no, I absolutely just love this for a variety of things, and I'm just going to stop talking because I know JV wants me to shut up.
No, you're okay. Hey, I'm eating food, so you do you. Real quick.
He does twice a day.
Bush says she has some weird fetishes. Yeah, well, he's gonna inflict one on her, and she's not gonna see that one coming. Literally.
Souls of the common people.
An army in service to the gods themselves, and to you, of course, as the chosen representative of the seven.
An honor I never expected, or indeed ever wished for.
Which is why you were chosen. You and I both know how the world works. Too often the wicked are the wealthiest, beyond the reach of justice. The king himself cannot always punish those who deserve
Calling
mercy.
kettle black.
All
Yeah, a little
sinners
bit.
are equal before the gods.
We have a sinner in our
What would you
midst.
say if I told you of a great sinner in our very midst?
Gee, who
Shielded
could
by
that
gold
be?
and privilege.
Who could that
There's a
be?
long list. There's a very long list.
Literally everyone there. Jeez.
But who specifically is Cersei targeting?
Yeah, the target she wants is Loras, but the great sinner of the mist is everyone with a last name in that building.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
She doesn't realize that she's literally just painted a target on her back as well.
Yep.
Because she's like, oh, well, I gave you the power so I can take it away. No, chick.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
gave it to a bunch of weirdos.
You gave it to a bunch of religious zealots.
Yeah, like she's expecting she legitimate. She
gave it to a bunch of edgelords
Pretty much.
I
Well,
mean, when your country is burned down due to the actions of the nobles, and the only thing you've got left is religion, and now you have the authority to act upon violence in the name of that religion.
You're not helping
People
your
who
case.
have done worse in
You're
human
not
history
helping.
in the name of religion.
You're not helping your case, Shadow.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm actually reinforcing your point.
Well, let me actually help the kid out. This is actually a great point about our modern society and the weirdos that they've armed in the name of social justice and its new untold religion that it is. It's the same thing. You've armed these zealots, and now you don't know how to control them. And it's one reason that things are falling apart for the weirdos now.
I mean, I was specifically thinking historically the Spanish
because
Inquisition
they're
and what
because they're cults now.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
This is a cult.
Exactly. It's a cult to
Okay.
pride.
So time out. Shadow, shut up. Lily,
Sorry.
expand on that.
No, I was just gonna say that it's no longer just people worshiping religiously, it's a cult now. Just like Ryan was saying.
Yeah.
Now we don't have people that are acting on social justice. It's become a cult.
Yeah. And I mean, in a fair way.
Thoughts? Nomi's not there. Okay.
Nomi's getting more food.
So next scene, we see what the faith militant does in the name of the gods, in the name of religion. They are essentially being tyrannical, which again shows that tyranny comes in many forms.
Yeah.
Much like the Catholic Church centuries ago. They ruled through fear.
Yeah. Actually, funny story. The Catholic Church could have possibly the Catholic Church could have possibly conquered like all of Europe through just basically going, hey, you see that land? We want to put a church there and we need guards for it. And then basically just conquer a kingdom from the inside until the French had enough of that shit, kidnapped the Pope and made a new Pope, and then got rid of the power of the papacy. And then it basically became a decentralized organization vaguely with a level of authority. And it was never able to recover from that as merchant classes formed in Europe.
You're right. That story was hilarious.
It wasn't meant to elicit
Laughing out of my
humor.
hair.
You said funny story. I want humor. So shut up.
Well, real quick, we're going to listen to some of the audio because we cannot show the video.
Boobies.
Also bloodshed.
Tyler's favorite.
Enough. Nadia!
What's up, Nadia?
Hello.
Oh, howdy, Nadia.
Boy, fucker. You buggering filth. There's a special place in the seventh hell for your kind. Please.
Gee. And these were folks in the brothel who had a certain proclivity for
wieners.
And not just wieners.
No. Yeah.
Ew. So basically, a party in the Hollywood Hills on any given Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought it was just two gay dudes. I didn't realize it was that.
It's that much.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind that specific instance of violence. Yeah. No, the faith militant fully justified in what they do. Okay. I thought it was just two homosexuals.
No.
Fuck. Okay.
This is Game of Thrones, buddy.
Yeah, they take it to the next level.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised they took it to the next level. I just never realized that.
So
this is how nuts they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some folks might get a tattoo. You know, some folks might get a brand. Oh no, we're gonna carve. We're gonna carve into the forehead. Which
I thought that was specifically one of the people they were like forcing into the militant.
No,
like as in you were a sinner. Like from Inglourious Bastards, how the leader would like carve the swastika on like the Nazi foreheads. That's what I thought it was.
This is just
okay.
They're
just batshit insane.
very,
Devout
very,
followers
very,
of the
very
faith.
devout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And of
they're just
course,
bad. Okay.
and of course, when you carve it into the head area, the head's very vascular. It's gonna bleed a lot.
Yeah, it bothers me that it doesn't actually bleed as much as it should.
So Lily, how much blood should we be seeing from that?
A lot. I think there's a scene like a couple of seconds from now where he gets up and you can see that it's dripping, and then in the next scene, like it's all nice and clean. It looks like it's healing already.
And she would know. She is a nurse.
Yes, she would know, because that scene where everything is fine now is where this is the person they're actually targeting.
All right. Hey, how's it going? All right, cool. Hey, all right. I'm awesome. Wait, what? Don't you know who I am?
Get your hands off Dolores of House Tyrell. You have broken the laws of gods and men.
And this does not sit well with Marjorie. Now, we have seen Marjorie being calculating, being sneaky, being happy. We haven't seen her pissed yet. She is pissed.
100%.
And she finds out, because she thinks she has Tommen by the balls, someone else has a grip on those balls as well.
Mm-hmm.
Why is my brother in a cell?
I don't know.
Okay, again, this is just how
You told me she was
clueless and useless Tommen is. Tommen was always going to be this type of a king. Tommen is a puppet, no matter what. And Cersei was worried that Marjorie would get her claws in him. Tywin would get his claws in him. When in actuality, she wants her claws in him.
Yeah, because Mommy's not much better. She's kind of a jerk.
Unpopular opinion, I don't like Marjorie.
Do tell. No, why? No, go ahead and explain. Seriously.
I don't know. I just don't like her because she's always talking about how evil Cersei is, but like she's the same way.
Yeah, I mean, she's duplicitous. She's duplicitous. Yeah, she's like a female Littlefinger.
Well, the way I see it is like they're trying to out evil each other.
Yeah. Like again, as I've
But
expressed
I
in
agree
the.
with Lily.
Oh, sorry, Nomi.
Oh no, you can continue. I was just saying, like, I agree with Lily.
We do have a request. Nadia says, Joker, can you say balls one more time?
Balls.
Balls.
Yeah, so from the beginning that they introduced her character, there was just something about her that I didn't like. And then as time went on and they kept kind of like showing how she was, I was like, oh, okay, this is why I don't like her.
Okay, so
as I said earlier,
I will say this. Hang on, kid.
Yeah, I stopped.
I will say this. I have loved the performance that Natalie gives Marjorie. Marjorie.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying anything against her acting. That's why I don't like her, because her acting is great.
Okay, so good. But
no,
Marjorie,
it's not. Yeah, it's not her.
The Marjorie was kind of established as she's right around the same age as like Sansa and a little bit younger than Rob, John's age, kind of in all the same age range area. But she is the most politically smart of all of them because of who Grandma is. Because Grandma is one of the most. That is a savage bitch. That is one savage bitch, and I love her.
Yeah, because even in the book, they kind of obviously they give us more information, and Marjorie's like even worse in the books.
Really?
Yeah,
I believe it.
Oh.
So that's why when I see her like on screen, in my head, I'm like, ooh, she's doing all these other things that are happening in the book too. So yeah, I just don't like her.
Yeah, back to the point that like Lily was mentioning about like she's duplicitous, she's evil, she's basically the same as Cersei. As I said earlier, there are no innocent people in this series except for children. There is shades of guilt. Marjorie may be as guilty as Cersei, she may not be. It comes down to what you're willing to allow for the character's motivations. Some people may hate Jon because he betrayed the wildlings, because they believe that freedom is more important than the realm of kings. Some people may love Jon because he stood by his Night's Watch oaths. Some people may love Robb that he married, I want to say Jane, but that's the book character he marries. The woman he marries.
Out of love. He married.
Yeah, he marries out of love. Other people may hate that he abandons his honor and his duty for Smash effectively. Like that's it comes down to your own personal interpretations of which characters you like and which you hate.
And then to add a little bit more to like Marjorie versus Cersei, I like Cersei more because she doesn't hide who she is. You know she's a bitch. But Marjorie tries to come off like she's the sweetest.
Well, Marjorie also doesn't bang her brother.
Yeah. And
no, but I'm not attacking her character like that. I'm saying wait, let me finish. I'm saying that who would you rather kind of go up against, the person that's showing you who they are or someone who's smiling in your face?
Well, that might depend on the smile.
So that's why but you're a man. You're a man, JB. You're not seeing it like the way that I'm seeing it. Right, Nomi?
Yes, no.
Like, why would you want to keep that kind of company? At least you want to know how your friends are. And they show you who you are versus Marjorie, who's always trying to come off like all cute and everyone likes her, when in reality, she's probably even worse than Cersei.
So basically, what you're saying, what you two are saying is you've had a friend like Marjorie before.
Duh, every girl has.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why like like I can see Nomi being who she is with everyone, and I try to be the same way too. Like, we're not gonna go to someone else and be like, oh my gosh, I'm like the sweet little innocent, like whatever. No, like what you see is what you get.
And I always say that about myself.
Yeah.
Speaking of what the girls are talking about, literally right here, she's like, "Don't you have any affection for me?" And he's like,
and of course, Tom is all still sprung, like, "Oh, so if I do this, we're gonna have fun tonight."
Because he's a stupid man.
Oh,
wow.
He's also a child.
Whoa!
What up, DJ?
Whoa!
DJ's already laughing.
Tom
okay,
is
little boy,
stupid right now.
Stupid little boy.
There we go.
Is that better?
That's fair.
Yes.
This kid is sporting wood right now, and ain't nobody touched nothing.
He's like what, 14 in the books, or not 14 in the books, 14 in the show. I know he's like 8 in the books. He's like 14, 15 right now, right?
And then he goes to Mom. He's like, "Mom, what'd you do that?" "I didn't do anything."
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
But Mom, pretty girl won't let me touch her if it's a. Well, I'm sure you can.
Well, see, Boosh, the difference between Marjorie and Cersei.
Wow, Boosh.
Cersei, when she does that, it's more out of like, it's more civil. She's not like shouting at people or making demands of people. It's all an air of civility because that is expected of a noblewoman. Unlike Marjorie, who basically beats around the bush and makes you think it's your idea. Cersei goes, "I'm daddy's daughter. I have a lot of men with swords. Do what I say or I fucking kill you." But she doesn't say the fuck word. She says it nicer.
Well, Marjorie has the same thing. She has the second largest army. And as of right now, she is the head of the richest land in the entire Seven Kingdoms. They are basically they are keeping the Seven Kingdoms afloat. So yes, she is also doing a flex.
Right, but Olenna does that. Marjorie doesn't, and it may just be she's never in a situation where she needs to, but she's always like being nice and directing people.
Because she's fake, and no one ever. She doesn't need to do that because she's fake.
Bush does make a good point. Bush does make a
The bending it point or the abusive point with Cersei?
Show me one.
Yeah, show me one scene where Marjorie is anywhere near as abusive as Cersei.
Yeah,
well,
I didn't say abusive. I said personality. I'm talking about their personality.
And I think that's what Boosh is trying to say as well. Like, Cersei is very abrasive and aggressive with people, whereas Marjorie's all sunshine and rainbows. Cersei will call you a bitch to your face. Marjorie will allude to you being a bitch. Is the big difference between the two.
I think that's actually a great interpretation right there.
And I think we can both agree, based on the characters and the performances, both are effective.
Yep.
Yes, as we'll see right here.
Can't allow fanatics to arrest the Queen's brother, no matter his perversions.
Then, can I tell Marjorie you have Solaris released?
I told you I'm not holding Solaris.
Semantics.
I'm sure if you speak to the High Sparrow, he'll release the poor boy.
Okay, now that is some cold shit right there. That is some cold shit right there. She basically just said, "Well, you're the king."
Yeah.
She basically called her son a bitch to his face.
Yeah. And then this scene that we're about to get, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I absolutely adore this scene as well.
Now, and the reason why this doesn't go full escalation, because Tommen is within his right to remove them. He's the king. He could have his king's guard cut right through them. But
unless he's praying.
But what will that? But that will get folks in the street saying that Tommen, not only is he a bastard, as they're saying in the crowd now, but the second coming of Megigor.
Yeah. And also, Tommen is a very soft individual. He doesn't want there to be violence in the first place.
Which is fine. I mean, you can be a king who does not want to resort to force, but you have the authority. But you have a monopoly on force.
Not anymore. Now that Cersei's given the church military power. Before that story I mentioned about the French when they got rid of the Pope, back in that era, the papacy had their own armies. And to an extent, they still had them, but they were more protection for their cities rather than an actual military force. A lot of people forget the Catholic Church was was a political institution with actual military might, economical might, and that's what the Faith of the Seven was until Maegor ripped it out root and stem. And then Cersei just gave them the military might part. In the books, it explicitly mentions that after this, the Faith of the Seven begin recruiting hedge knights and arming their soldiers with plate and actual weaponry. So instead of just being a bunch of thugs with clubs, it's an actual military institution that can rival the Lannister army for numbers and equipment. Because it's the fucking church.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, Tommen backs down. And he's going to pay for it. He's going to pay for it.
Because he's giving more authority to the church.
There was no way to free Solaris without violence.
You're the king of the Andals, the lord of the Seven Kingdoms, the protector of the realm. And you let a band of fanatics imprison your brother by law.
I'm going to speak with the High Sparrow.
Are you? When?
I don't know.
You don't know?
He was praying just now.
See, she's showing who she is right there.
Yeah.
I had to send word to grandmother.
Will you come back later?
She is pissed.
She's only nice to him so long as he's giving her what she wants.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's everyone in this show.
I mean,
yeah, but in comparison, because everyone's like, "Oh no, Marjorie's the good one," and I'm like, "Okay, sure."
Oh, you mean IRL? Wait, you mean like people IRL try to defend her as like a good person?
Yes, everybody's always talking about how Marjorie was like the nice one.
They're fucking sheep.
Wow, Lily, you really hate Marjorie, huh?
Yeah, I don't like her.
Tell us more how you feel about this.
I'm catching don't cross Lily vibes.
Oh yes, no, don't cross. Just be on her nice side. She'll be very nice.
Here
to
we
you.
go. Another scene with the true king. I don't mean Stannis. I mean John.
Yay, John.
John would have been the best king.
Okay, I'm calm now. Just kidding.
Yay!
Are you?
She sees Kit Harington.
I'm good now.
We didn't.
All right.
So I'm guessing shirtless Kit Harington will substitute for shirtless Oberyn, seeing as, or shirtless Pedro, seeing as he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Okay.
It wasn't Ned Stark's way.
I will adjust my Twitter gifs accordingly.
I should have given you a son.
Not your fault.
Whose then? I gave you nothing but weakness.
I fucking hate his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And deformity.
So scars mean nothing to the Lord of Light.
My lady.
Her father's the Lord's chosen king, and her father's blood runs through her veins.
I hate these women.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't she have died in the Siege of Storm's End? The world would have been a lot better if that happened.
Except for, I will admit, one of them is really hot. Like,
I honestly
wow.
don't buy into the Melisandre hype personally.
Yeah, well, it's because I don't know.
Marjorie is fucking attractive. She's hot. Melisandre doesn't. She's not attractive to me personally. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I guess we all have our niche, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm not attracted to Pedro Pascal, but I'm also not a woman. So I think to each their own.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, you are a woman behind the Karen PFP.
Yeah, as of right now, that is the illusion because I'm enjoying my dinner way too much.
Winterfell soon.
Gotcha.
We must. To beat the snows.
Once before, you put your faith in Sir Devos and left me behind. I hope you won't make that mistake again.
I won't.
Talk about someone who is influenced by women.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Boosh, exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. Cersei's direct, Marjorie dances around it.
And I will say that the previous conversation with Stannis' wife, that is just a horrible woman.
Yeah, no, she's an absolute bitch. I hate her.
Oh yeah.
She should have died at Storm's End. The world would have been a better place.
Yeah, she's a horrible person.
Yeah.
So Lily,
You, my lady, what do you need?
so
Yeah.
Lily, at the start of the show, I mentioned in about a few more weeks, say early November-ish or something, since you, Ryan, and I started this thing with the last 2 episodes of House of the Dragon, it will have been a year that we started this little trek.
Oh, wow. It's already been a year.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
And look,
Shit, when did I hop on? Like season 3?
No, I think it was probably about two-ish.
Like I think midway through. I think it was midway through 2 or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to block those dates out of my head.
Yeah, I understand.
They'll live with you forever.
Yeah, thanks.
To serve my lord.
Yeah.
Guess Stannis, she's looking to trade up.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Yep. Because
Really?
again, I will say John would be probably a better. Stannis would make a great administrator. John would make a better king.
When did you say this? Never.
What?
Never.
I mean, you said it just
Never
now.
said this. Yeah.
Because John has never come up. Because John has never talks of John as a king have never come up. In regards to who at those stages of like the 5 kings plus Dany, I would think Stannis. If John is ever in the ring with the whole like Rhaegar blood, which I don't like that theory personally, even though that's the one the show goes with. Like he would objectively be the better king. He's honorable, he's fair, he's able to rally people because they love him. Stannis would be an amazing hand of the king because he gets shit done.
Wow,
you know what? Well, that's kind of something they allude to in this episode. But yes, I'm doing a little clerical work, but there is a reason for this.
Never even heard of these people. They haven't heard of you either.
I love Sam. Sam is just great.
How many men does this Lord Mason have to send?
Their friendship is amazing.
Lord Wibberley.
Yes. Ladies, don't you just love Sam?
Yes.
Yes, ladies, do tell.
Hilarious.
Seriously.
No, Nomi?
Nomi, she keeps disappearing.
Oh,
it's because John and Sam are just two good guys.
Right, just two buddies who unlikely friendship, who, had they not gone to the wall, would have never met.
Yeah,
yep.
True. It's very true.
Had Sam been born with a backbone, things would have been very different, as opposed to earning his backbone. Well, now it's all silent.
We're just gonna see how long you're gonna sit there and before you talk.
Don't you have a clip? Don't you have a clip?
Oh my gosh, Brian.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
No, not that one.
I just wanted to play that one personally. This is the one that this is the one that everybody was talking about.
I'm in danger. I'm in danger.
That one's still my favorite.
It is. It's funny. It's funny.
It's great. and okay, notice how Sam was like, so and so's name, so and so's. I'm just gonna put this one right down here. Maybe you won't notice.
Reads the name, looks at the sigil.
Yeah, he's like,
the watches on the wall.
No, that's not a Flademan. That's an X. This is House Dalton. They dig holes where X marks the spot.
We can't get more men without help from the Warden of the North.
John's like, fuck. Shit. All right. God damn it. Yeah, he's pissed now. Now he's pissed. Like he's like, I don't care anymore. I'm done for the day. Sam, take care of the rest. Just go.
Yeah, that and speaking of taking care of the rest here.
Oh, the bitch.
My lady.
Sam is like, should I? Okay, cool. Because he does have a thing for gingers.
Yeah, he does.
Lord Commander.
How can I help you?
Come with us when we ride south.
No.
None of us know the castle as well as you do.
True.
Its hidden tunnels, its weaknesses, its people.
Booch, that is great. Oh, God.
Booch says, just a dude getting booty and the best wingman ever. Quote, John killed White Walkers and led the battle against the invaders. Yeah.
Sploosh. And Booch says sploosh.
Sploosh. Yeah.
Winterfell was your home once.
No shit.
Don't you want to chase the rats out of it?
It's not my job.
Castle Black is my home now. Night's Watch take no part in the wars of the Seven Kingdoms.
There's only one war. Life against death.
Oh, no. Oh.
Let me show you what you're fighting for.
You're going to show me some vision in the fire.
And she get real close.
Forgive me, my lady.
Yeah.
I don't trust
visions. No. She gets it. She.
And I have paused it for a reason. We're not going to play. Just going to show the right before. She is right over him.
Direwolf. Hidden tunnels.
Wrong one.
Don't know. Yeah, another one. Hidden tunnels. Yeah, that's okay.
Well, the problem with demolition with with the Melisandre, though, she's naked half the time, so her tunnels aren't really hidden.
No, they're not.
No.
She uses them to her advantage quite a lot. Okay, we are off screen. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
No magic.
Given the shadow baby she birthed, wouldn't it be more hidden caverns than tunnels?
Yeah.
Shadow.
Holy crap. John's speechless, by the way. I don't blame him.
Yeah. That's what I
okay.
said there.
Because the clothes are covering it. Let's just say her shirt's open, but the way it's draped, you can't see anything right there. Right there, you can't see anything.
No. Yeah, you're splitting hairs here, Ryan.
Yeah, well, that's all I'm going to show. That's the last part. Bush says, "How do you feel about Lily?" His spits. Well, she's a jerk too. She's a jerk.
Yeah, Bush is like really upset that I don't like Marjorie. I saw his comments.
Yeah.
And that is the example. That's the example that I was trying to give you guys. So thank you for proving my point in the chat.
So thoughts on the red woman?
I don't really have any thoughts on her either way. She's just there for me.
Yeah, she's there, all right.
She's she's doing what she's got to do. Yeah, she's evil. So, but yeah.
It's not that she's evil; it's that she doesn't really do anything but cause harm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, okay. Again, this is the same as the faith militant. She's a zealot.
Yeah. Zealotry can be useful in some circumstances. In her circumstance, she just causes pain.
No,
it can.
Causes a lot of pain because she's and you can see John is resisting her. We're past the nudity. He's resisting her right now.
With an absolutely amazing comeback. She's like, I get it, you still love that wildling woman, but the dead don't need lovers. And his comeback, I mean, we saw it on screen. I still love her. Really fucking solid comeback. I hate Melisandre.
Yeah. And John just got like 100 more points right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the fact that you hate Melisandre, but she's guiding Stannis's actions, but you dig Stannis?
I can hate a character and like the character that they're associated with.
Do you not see the inherent hypocrisy?
There is irony there.
No,
I would say it's I wouldn't say it's hypocrisy. I'd say it's irony because I will say this: Stannis was manipulated with the one thing he wanted, which was a son, which she did not give him. She gave him weird shadow baby.
The Putin. Well, because he wanted to kill his brother.
Yeah. So
Murder. Yeah, he's a murderer.
Yeah. Well, it's for example, I like Daemon. I do not like Rhaenyra. Out of the blacks, I really only like Daemon, or not Daemon. I really only like Aemon. Like with Dany, I like Grey Worm. I don't necessarily even Dany. I kind of like. I just don't like some of the shit she does and some of her fans.
Aemon is on the greens, and the only reason.
Yeah, sorry, I got them flipped. I meant greens. The only one of the greens I like is Aemon.
And the only reason you like him is because he's violent.
Well, also he played a character in a different show that I really liked, who was the opposite of an edgelord.
What?
The actor played Osberth in The Last Kingdom, the baby monk.
Bush's shadow only likes one of them blacks.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Clip that. Clip that.
Political section.
Clip that.
Oh, we'll get Kawhi on it. I'll message her after this.
Mm-hmm.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I meant the fictional political faction.
Now, okay, Jon Snow's face is like, how the fuck would you know that?
Yeah.
Wait, what did she say?
She left my boy all spooked.
She said, "You know nothing, Jon Snow," in exactly the same cadence as Ygritte did.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's why the look. because this is exactly what Ygritte said to him. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah.
So that's why his face is. She literally just ripped the words from a dead woman.
I'm surprised he didn't just start killing at that point. He was already pissed about the Bolton thing, and she is. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be in Jon's
character for him.
Well, because that's also an advisor to a king.
Yeah. He knows better.
Gary, what's up? Gary says, keep fighting.
And
I don't know
yes,
if that's
D-Day,
in reference.
absolutely.
Observe this.
The actor for
Osborne.
Aemond in House of the Dragon plays a guy named Osberth in The Last Kingdom.
Ah,
and he's like he's like a young warrior monk that joins up with a bunch of Vikings.
We're not talking about that.
I know we're not.
So shut up.
Should do.
Should don't.
Okay, and then next.
Well, yeah,
Next
I'm on
scene?
next. I'm on next. I got the next while they were bickering.
Okay, now this scene here, I will give Stannis props for this scene and this scene only, because one thing that this show has done, it can actually humanize objectively terrible people through their children. This is actually a very touching scene between Stannis and his daughter. So you get to see a little more of the core of Stannis, not this outward, not this outward, mostly true, but a facade of who Stannis is. Stannis is really a loving father. He just doesn't know how to show it.
Yes, he doesn't know how to. He can't really show emotion, and I think it's partly because he saw his parents die, and he had no one to help him through that.
The Dornish trader landed on Dragonstone. His goods were junk except for one wooden doll. He'd even sewn a dress on it in the colors of our house. No doubt he'd heard of your birth and assumed new fathers were easy targets. Just remember how you smiled when I put that doll in your cradle. How you pressed it to your cheek. By the time we burnt the doll, it was too late. I was told you would die, or worse, the grayscale would go slow. Let you grow just enough to know the world before taking it away from you. Everyone advised me to send you to the ruins of Valyria to live out your short life with the stone men before the sickness spread through the castle. I told them all to go to hell. I called in every maester on this side of the world, every healer, every apothecary. They stopped the disease and saved your life. Because you did not belong across the world with the bloody stone man. You were the Princess Shireen of House Baratheon. And you are my daughter.
And again, an objectively terrible human being is humanized through his child, because Stannis is a terrible human being.
Pretty, like I said earlier, a lot of people, pretty much everyone on the show is a horrible human being in one way, shape, or form.
That's such a good scene. I love it.
It is amazing, and it is perfect for Stannis' character, because he would never outright go, "No, I love you." He's a man of action. He showcases the actions he took in love. He never once says, "I love you. This is what I did because I love you," without ever saying the word love. So really fucking good writing.
Real quick, Lily, did you want to add to that at all before Nomi we move on? Lily?
I have nothing to add on, but wait, I do actually. I need to go, guys.
Okay.
You have a hot date?
With my sister.
Hey. Hi, sister.
She's still single.
No, my sister's not single.
Not,
Come on, that's funny.
Ryan
not-
is single. Not today,
not too-
fellas. Just today, guys.
Wow, not. she is talking to you two now.
Yeah, you have to be careful with this crowd.
No, I think she's just talking to me because I was the one that said it. I think Shadow got left out of that one.
Just kidding. I'm
Well,
not.
and Nomi's sister, you don't have to worry about Shadow at all. He doesn't like girls.
That's okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, by the way, hear this, JD.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Can we get back to Game of Thrones, please? We're like an hour and a half in and we're not even like almost done.
Sorry, that was my sister. She's eating the chips and salsa. I got
Can we get on with it, please?
I'm sorry, Lily. I know.
All right. We're gonna say bye to Nomi.
Bye,
and your sister.
Nomi.
You
See
guys
you,
have a
Nomi.
great night. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll talk to you again soon, huh?
Bye, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Bye.
Bye.
I like her sister's all Margard. All right, let's move on. It's
another
muted, my
good
bad.
scene. Now,
Well, then
I have a question here. So,
sometimes I'd find him
so
down here
Sansa as Peter and Sansa talk about the history of Lyanna Stark and talking about Rhaegar Targaryen at this particular tournament, and Sansa says yes, and then he kidnapped her and raped her, and Peter gives her a look. So, is anyone else thinking, oh, so that's what you've been told? And does Peter really know the truth?
I think it's I know it's been a while since I've seen it, but there's like a solid theory that Peter knew exactly what happened, and he saw a chance to start the war and he took it by saying Rhaegar kidnapped her, not they eloped, because that is what sent Brandon and that's what sent Eddard's father and brother to King's Landing, and is what got them killed.
Yep.
Because
So he knew.
had they
The father knew.
eloped, that would have caused a problem with Dorne. Well, Dorne's not a big threat against a united six kingdoms, but you divide the kingdoms and have the North, the Stormlands, and the Eyrie against the throne. That's a much more advantageous gamble. So, Ryan, your thoughts, and then Lily's thoughts, just based on the looks that they give.
I'm actually kind of leaning towards that, to be honest, because I think Littlefinger has had a lot of let's say ambition since day one, right? And he's made it his mission since he was young, because he was never looked at in a fond light. Nobody looked at him. Everybody looked at him as like this little kid of like, oh, he's just a simple boy, whatever, leave him alone, right? Even when he challenged for
Brandon Stark.
Yeah. Well, even when he challenged Brandon Stark, he basically just cast aside. Just like, and it's like, well, I saved your life, right? And that's what the whole story is. And he's been bitter ever since. And I think it started very young. And yes, I think he caused a lot of this.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Lily.
Yeah, we'll let Lily go first.
No, yeah, when I was watching it, I kind of got the same sense too, because he gives like a little pause and a look. So that's all you need to know, that he knows what really happened, but he's not going to tell her.
No. Because if he tells anyone that no, Rhaegar was actually a very decent, upstanding guy. He was nothing like his father, and Rhaegar would have made a great king. But
And then that story that he told her, I haven't read it in the book or anything yet, but do you guys know if that's like true? Like in canon or whatever?
I believe
Because I was going to say, that's like the only messed up thing about it. Like, okay, he could be in love with somebody else, but to do it so openly in front of everyone, like, that's,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say a bad word, but I'm not going to say it.
Oh, yeah.
How he gave Lyanna Stark the thing.
Yeah.
No,
Oh my
that
God.
actually happened.
If I would have been like, if I would have been Elia, I would have done something and written home and been like, all right, you guys need to do something about this douche over here because I'm getting tired of this.
I think that's honestly what happened.
So hold on. I want to hear this. So I want to hear this in full context.
Yes.
Lily, you are Elia Martell, and your husband has just ridden past you after he's won a tournament. He's got the wreath of the maid of love and beauty, and that's expected to come to you, and he goes right past you and gives it to someone else. Your thoughts, go.
Well, she's not me. She sounds like she's much nicer from what I gather in the books. But yeah, that wouldn't sit well with me. Even if you're not in love, you're being openly disrespected. I don't care if he's the king. Like, that's so much disrespect. Like, you don't have to love me in private or anything, but you have to respect me in public.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
I mean, I don't disagree. Yeah. And
I don't disagree at all.
Because
and that was probably like his karma. They came back to him for not hiding it better.
Look
at
well, I mean, if by karma you mean the blunt end of a warhammer in his chest so hard that it shattered his armor. I mean, I guess, but that seems a little extreme form of karma.
Also, what happened to his children when the mountain found them?
Yeah, that's not.
I mean,
also
it's messed up, but he has responsibilities.
Yeah,
but then again, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Yep.
Yeah. But I guess Elia just didn't care enough or whatever. I mean, I don't know. We don't get a lot of information on her.
I think it was explicitly stated that she wasn't exactly like she. I can't remember the phrasing, but it was basically like they were worried. Rhaegar really, really wanted a third kid, and people were worried that Elia would not survive giving him a third kid. I think she wasn't very strong. I think. Well, no. The Lyanna thing, why he picked Lyanna was he found the Song of Ice and Fire prophecy. Like with the House of the Dragon, people are questioning. He found out about that. He was told about that prophecy, and he decided to.
So hold on. So let's go with the TV shows and the established canon now.
Yeah. No.
So Rhaegar found the dagger and read the prophecy that was embedded.
Aerys told him, one of the two. He found out about. I don't remember exactly how, but he found out about the Song of Ice and Fire prophecy, and that's what makes people think.
Okay, wait. So that makes sense because Viserys said this prophecy is passed down from king to heir.
Yeah,
and that's why he passed it on to Lyanna. I mean, to Rhaenyra.
Right, but the issue with that is, not to get into spoilers for House of the Dragon, I don't think the person who ends up
becoming over a year.
If you're gonna spoil within the show, that's fine, but not the book. I haven't read it.
Future seasons, that's what I'm saying.
No. I haven't read it.
Okay.
Kill the bottle.
Fine. But yeah, no, so I legitimately I think it's like George is trying to argue with like certain details that the war of that Robert's Rebellion started because Rhaegar had seen that prophecy. He figured out the prophecy, and he thought that if he were to wed a Stark, the only available the ice, he would create the person who would save the world because
Azor Ahai.
Yeah, he thought he was Azor Ahai. Also, which I mean, to be fair, the realm was going to have a revolution at some point. like a 300-year dynasty without dragons to maintain things in, and Kate's like heiress.
That's so sad. So sad.
Viva la
300 years and no
revolución.
dragons. And no dragons. Lily,
no,
come on now. Does it not sound awful?
Yeah, that breaks my heart.
Thank you.
Breaks mine too.
But,
Speaking of,
I was just gonna add. I think I have to go back in the books and find it because I think they do actually kind of describe everyone's personality. Because I think they said that Doran and Elia were like the more calm ones, and like Oberyn was the one that was a little more wild and stuff. So I'm guessing that's why Elia was like, "Okay, well, there's nothing I can do about this. I guess I'll just take it."
So basically, they were the mild in the. So they were the mild. So they were the mild in the spicy that is Dorne.
Yeah, which is weird because
because Dorne is spicy.
Yeah, and we're gonna get there. We do need to get through this real quick though. This is important right here.
It won't be for long.
How do you know?
Stannis Baratheon garrisons at Castle Black. He'll march south to King's Landing before the winter snows block his way. But first, he has to take Winterfell.
You don't know that.
I do. Once he liberates these lands from the Boltons, he'll rally your father's bannermen to his cause. With the North behind him, Stannis can finally take the Iron Throne.
You think he'll defeat the Boltons?
He has a larger army. He's the finest military commander in Westeros. A betting man would put his money on Stannis. As it happens, I am a betting man.
And if you're right?
Stannis takes Winterfell. He rescues you from the most despised family in the North. Grateful for your late father's courageous support of his claim, he names you Wardeness of the North.
But I wouldn't. Wardeness of the North.
You are the last surviving Stark. He needs you.
And what if you're wrong? What if Stannis never attacks Winterfell, or he does and the Boltons defeat him?
Then you will take this Bolton boy, Ramsay, and make him yours.
Don't know how to do that.
Of course you do. He's already fallen for you.
His father frightens me.
He should. He's a dangerous man. But even the most dangerous men can be outmaneuvered. And you've learned to maneuver from the very best. I'll return before too long. You'll be strong without me.
Oh wow, I must have had my nose in my phone at this freaking point. Hold on. Holy monkey. What in the hell? I forgot he did this.
Oh yeah, he kissed her.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, he laid one on her, dude.
Yeah.
And this time she didn't quite resist.
No. Wow, I must have had my face in my phone for a second because I completely missed that.
Thoughts?
Yes, I would like to know a lady's thoughts on that one because that's a creepy moment.
It is, but I think Sansa's like, I'm trying to see it her way. I mean, I guess she's been around Littlefinger for so long that she thinks that he's doing all this stuff to be nice to her, and she's scared of Ramsay and the Boltons, so she allowed it because she doesn't want him to be mad at her in case she needs him later. I don't know.
But the fact that that's her uncle by marriage?
I mean, yeah, uncle by marriage. It's not Fiercey and Jamie.
I think she's enjoying the attention of an... Oh, go ahead. No. Lily's got more insights. Go.
Oh, no. Well, you were like right on track, too, because notice how she's dressing now. And notice how she's had a big change since she was at the Eyrie, right?
Yeah. When she like unveiled the wardrobe change of like trying to get people's attention.
Yeah, because after she lied, she learned that now she's got power. So all of a sudden, she's acting different. She's dressing different. She likes it.
Okay, so So let me ask you this. So do you think she's playing along to kind of, so do you think she's maybe maybe looking up to him, but also like, I'm going to keep him close because the closer I keep him, the more I learn, the better I get at this, and eventually I'm going to be, this not so scared little girl anymore. I'm going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, because if she like refuses him, he's gonna feel rejected. He's not gonna want to be around her anymore, and then she loses someone who she thinks she can go to protect her.
Right. Okay.
I'll personally say, if it wasn't for certain details later on, that's the interpretation I would take. That this is her continuing down the route of the manipulator, of the spider weaving webs. But there are things later on that completely and absolutely contradict this, but also things later on that also support this. This is one of those things where I feel like they just wanted to do this scene to have like shock value rather than think about the characters at this point. Because,
well, okay, so but it's easy to say that now because we are playing in hindsight, and we're also ahead of these characters too.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, even if we go back to, like, for example, the tavern with Brienne, like, Brienne walked past Sansa for what long term? Like, for the fight scene to ensue after that. Like, that's basically why that scene happened. It happened for, look at these characters interacting and look at this chase scene, jangle keys. That's the scene I'm getting from this vibe with the hindsight of later seasons.
Okay, but Shadow, that's not jangling keys because that's not fan service because this is all fresh to us.
Okay, then my apologies for using that point.
Yeah, we're watching it and I guess giving commentary as if we don't know what's coming in the future.
Right.
Okay.
So basically, so had you used the term plot convenience, okay.
Yeah, that's in my head. That's what I was thinking. Or shock value of she let him kiss her, but she knows what he's done. But like, ooh, what's going on here? And then it doesn't matter later on because they're not consistent with Sansa's character. That's what I was trying to say.
But we're gonna learn that later on. So
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next scene.
All right. So the next scene actually, we find Jaime and Bronn. They have made it to the shores of Dorne.
Dorne.
If you want anybody to say any type of actual foreign language right, ask Nomi or Lily because I'm a white guy and I won't do it properly. No.
You mean you can't roll your R's?
No, I can if I really want to, but it's just funnier to sound like a white guy. But anyway, ultimately, the ship captains rats them out.
Of course. And Bronn calls it too.
Yep.
This is Darnell.
You're from King's Landing.
Action gave me away. Flea bottom. Whelped and whipped.
Why are you here?
Our ship capsized in the night. We managed to swim ashore. It's a near thing, really.
Thought the sharks would get us. There are no sharks.
Now, in this moment, Bronn gives Jaime a look of like, you just said the thing you shouldn't have, because Bronn knows there's no sharks in the water.
Right.
But Jaime doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, those were shark fins.
Dolphins, maybe.
Throw your sword in the sand.
Okay, so this
there's no need for
this. So this is a callback to earlier in the episode where Bronn asks Jaime, "Have you ever been to Dorne?" No. Okay, I have. So basically, that's let me do the talking.
Yeah, it means shit it. And
plus,
of course,
you can kind of like tell in their accents too, because Jaime doesn't talk like Bronn.
No, you're very correct on that. Ultimately,
so wait, so are you saying Jaime is a gringo?
No, I'm saying like they both have like essentially English accents, right? But Jamie sounds a lot more educated and like highborn.
Okay, gotcha.
Also,
And then Braun just mentioned that he's from Fleet Bottom, and so they're like, okay, why is this like low-born guy hanging out with someone who doesn't sound like him?
Okay. Gotcha. Hey, this is actually a pretty cool comment from D-Day Direwolf. He says,
yeah, holy shit, man.
I think this is where everyone started wearing more darker, muted, modern leather outfits than the more period appropriate and colorful clothing and armor. Interesting.
Yeah, that's an amazing point because I remember
that's a good point.
Jason
Shadow
Kingsley
just got out of the Shadow just sported wood now.
I know.
D-Day.
No, I was gonna say that Jason Kingsley, the owner of Rebellion, the guy who does Modern History TV, mentioned a while back that medieval battlefields would not be like singular colors like these drab dark browns. They would be vibrant colors of personal heraldries and flags and armor painted to associate with your house's color. The medieval period, it was incredibly vibrant and beautiful because, I mean, like they liked pretty things as well. They didn't have like, the same amount of pretty things. Like I've got a dozen shirts in my closet, but the stuff they had was colorful. So thanks, D-Day. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, no, that's actually an awesome point. So
go
ahead. What's up, Lily? Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's like the Kendom when all the Kens are like fighting each other. Everyone's wearing super bright clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
I just like to say for the record, myself and JV are the only ones who are sporting our Ken names. Shadoo's dropping the motherfucking ball.
I forgot to put my Barbie name too.
Weird. It gets rid of my headline for some reason. I don't know why.
It's probably because when you do stuff on your channel, it resets it for when you come back to mine because you don't have the option turned on to use those.
Yeah, I mean, when I do the videos, I have it turned off just because like it makes edit. I don't like it being there when I've got a video. But yeah,
well,
and also actually,
on you.
Just kidding. Yeah. Also, D-Day, what like D-Day just said also just made me think. That also ruins like the coolness of the Unsullied and Castle Black. Where like Castle Black, they're the brothers in black. They're dressed in black, and the Unsullied have like that sleek black leather armor, and then everyone else has like their colorful drip, while the brothers and the Unsullied are more imposing because they're all in black. Now everyone is all in black except these Dornish guys. They're yellow. They're in yellow. They're in yellow.
I love this part because Jamie finally learns how to use his hand to fight.
This is great.
And what's even better is that's like an actual effect. Like that's actually a thing in medieval history. You would have like an iron gauntlet, and you would basically use the gauntlet as a shield instead. It was typically used more for dueling instead of like actual battle because a shield can protect you from arrows. But like that's actually a thing that was done. So if Jamie encountered someone who knew how to like fight with a gauntlet, that would have been like a really, really badass fighting style because you could also do it effectively unarmed. If he gets his sword taken away, he's still got that gauntlet to use. I mean, it's not a gauntlet, it's his hand. You know what I mean?
Hey, he finally learned how to fucking use that thing. It's like, dude, like use it to your advantage. You can't get it chopped off twice. I mean, it'd probably be harder to have it chopped off twice because it's farther up your freaking, they have to get to the, two bones instead of just right there at the wrist where they hacked it off. It's just a bunch of bones and small bones and ligaments holding it together.
Yeah.
It's very different.
He never uses that hand for combat ever again.
I know, right? It's almost like
thanks, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, it's almost like they're like maybe somebody else had something to do with that. Gee whiz, it's kind of the story of this whole fucking series here towards the end.
That just reminds me of a complaint I have like later in the episode involving fighting styles that I'll get to then because they kind of forget some other stuff as well.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about the holes digging conversation. Nobody cares. They just bicker about digging holes, digging graves. Braun's like, dude, the birds got to eat, and Jamie's like, well, bodies raise questions. It's like, dude, a missing patrol raises questions.
Yeah.
Either way, there's questions.
In Dorne, though, like give them like 2 days, they may just be in a brothel. Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, it's not the end of the world on this one, but they took it to an odd place where they made, I guess, just for Jaime to reassert himself over Bronn, because Bronn was kind of clowning on him about fighting somebody for the first time. He's like, oh, you had a good teacher, blah blah blah. I think they just, I don't know, it felt like an odd placement for that conversation.
Like they were trying to match a Marvel movie.
This was
a little bit.
cool. This was such a cool shot, seeing her riding across the beach, though. That was good.
It was, yeah. You know what? You are very right, Lily. Let's give the viewers just a little bit of beach porn. We call it beach porn with the horsey riding. That is a good looking shot.
Yeah,
that is a good looking shot.
At least she's not smiling.
So you're referring to Rings of Power right now?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna make that comparison too. I'm like, this is how you frame a shot like this, because it's basically the same thing.
God, the fact that we all knew what the fuck you were talking about right off the bat is kind of just tells us.
Prince Doran will weep for your father.
And then we have.
We must avenge.
So now we see the Sand Snakes,
Without Doran, we have.
of which all are daughters of Oberyn.
Mm-hmm.
But one is the daughter of Alaria Sand. That's the youngest.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one that ultimately greeted her coming off the horse, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one with the whip goes to join Finn Jones in that horrible Marvel Netflix show, Iron Fist.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
No army to march against the Lannisters.
We don't need an army to start a war. Queen
Also,
Cersei
can I just say that I like,
loves her children.
not really like an attack against the actresses, but
You
just
may have a
like
problem.
they make like a point early on to talk about like how Dornish women are like the most attractive in the Seven Kingdoms, and then they have 3 women that are like they're not ugly, but they're not like how they're set up to be, if that makes sense.
I mean, that is a fair point. I'll tell you what, the closest one is the most.
I will say
attractive.
this. I will say this. Her there in the front, in Iron Fist, she's hot. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I agree with Shadow, because every time they like mention them in the books too, they always describe them like they're so beautiful and
like smoking
yeah,
hot.
that's what I was like thinking when I was watching the show too. I was like, you have their dad as Pedro Pascal too. Like, wouldn't you get better looking daughters? Like that is such a disrespect to him and how handsome he is.
Wait.
One of them supposed to be black as well.
Wait. So are you saying that Oberyn banged some ugly chicks then?
I guess I don't know. I mean, he didn't seem like he was very picky.
No, I think that's
You
probably
said it, not me.
probably a pretty good way to point it out, especially since he also swung both directions.
Yeah, that's
so.
why I'm like, I don't think he was necessarily picky. It's just his daughters are not very pretty.
They whitewashed one of these characters. I don't remember which one, but one of their mothers was a Summer Isler. One of their mothers was black, so they whitewashed someone in this scene.
Ooh. Wow,
Yeah.
you rarely hear it go in the other direction.
Hold on.
I think it was which one was it?
I think it was the angry one.
Oh,
in the books,
I don't know. They all seem pretty fucking angry.
In the books, there's the angry one, there's the flirty one, and there's the studious
Obara?
one. I think it was Obara. Let me check.
Well, while you're checking, let's we'll point out the angry
He
one.
gets to her before we.
They're all pretty angry, but there's one who's
They're all angry
angrier.
in the show, but in the book, they all have like
You
distinct
must
personalities.
The one in the middle's the angriest.
Doran's way and peace, or my way.
I still don't understand what they expect to gain from this. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like,
It is this is okay. Their entire motivation on this is revenge. When
he volunteered.
When Oberyn knowingly entered a trial by combat, knowingly, he knows the outcome if he loses.
Yep. And it's almost as if they don't care. And of course we have to have the dramatics of the angriest one,
which makes them look really crazy.
Which I'm gonna say now the editing of that shot is really bad, because she grabs a spear and she clearly lunges forward and has a ton of the momentum, but right after that it makes it look like she hasn't moved at all. That it was just so the editing of that really threw me off.
And then I think it's really bad too, because you know how when Oberyn was having that conversation with Cersei earlier, that he said we don't hurt little girls in Dorne, and what are they planning to do to Marcella? Like, that's messed up. He wouldn't want this.
No, he wouldn't, because that's not his style.
Yeah, like he was.
Him and his brother didn't agree on a lot, but that's something they would have agreed on. Go ahead, Lily.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I'm like, oh, you guys are like lame. I don't like them.
This is why you don't give the women any authority at all.
I don't know if I go that.
I was about to say,
what up, Corey?
Queen is queen. Howdy, Corey. Also, I do need to say, I take it back. He does have a daughter who is from a mother who's a Summer Isler, but it's not one of those three. It's a different. Okay. It's a character who shows up in the book, but it's not one of those three.
Okay.
Yeah, so my apologies on that.
Okay.
You are not forgiven. No, I'm just kidding.
I am so overcome with I don't care.
Oh my god, this is hilarious. I love Tyrion.
It's a good song.
It is a good song.
Thank you.
And now in the scene again, as right before Tyrion was like,
"Who are you?
I'm going to lose my mind if I stay here." But now we see that he is still picking things apart, and he knows he knows everything about Jorah and to what he's done, and he's like, okay, it's all coming back to me now. All right, cool. Let's go.
I just realized, what are they drinking? Because they just stole some random guy's boat. There's no way they got enough water in there to get to frickin'
I think in all honesty, I think you're thinking too far ahead on this one.
Yeah.
To where these numbnuts, they didn't.
Okay.
And I'm being dead serious with that. I think
it's in the background. Just it's there.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
They turned survival mode off. We're on journalist mode for the video game. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's the best way to put it. No, survival mode is off.
My sister's in Westeros. Westeros is west. We're heading east.
I'm not taking you to your sister.
You said you were taking me to the Queen.
I am. Queen Daenerys Targaryen. She's the queen I serve.
Cool.
I love how Tyrion just reads him like an open book.
Right? Just rips him apart.
Yes.
What business would you have with the queen?
Gold and glory. Oh, and hate. If you'd ever met my sister, you'd understand. So, now it's clear we are on the same side.
Oh, no? Okay.
Yeah.
A high-born knight from the north of Westeros, down on his luck in Essos. Dragon epaulets, fair sigil breastplate. Your Jorah Mormont. I have to ask, how exactly were you serving your queen in a whorehouse half a world away? Is it possible that you were running? Why would you be running? Why would she have sent you away? Oh, wait. You were spying on her, weren't you? It's all coming back to me. I was drunk through most of the small council meetings, but it's all coming back. You passed notes to Varys' little birds. She found out, didn't she? Found out and exiled you. Now you hope to win back her favor.
JV's doing the motion. That's pretty funny.
JV's doing his own kind of sign language.
One might even say desperate. You think Daenerys will execute me and pardon you? I'd say the reverse is just
Boosh.
Okay. Love Tyrion. He's so smart.
I wasn't expecting that, but okay. Maybe
I was spying on her too. Hubba hubba.
So basically, Tyrion is trolling right here.
Oh yeah, big time.
He's one of my all-time favorite characters. He's just great.
Oh yeah. Except in real life, Peter
yeah.
is kind of a douchebag.
Yeah, he is a Deutsch bag.
Yes.
But
picked up the step stool behind him and chucked it ahead.
Oh, this is a great scene. This is a great scene because now
What?
Because now Danny gets some actual actual history of who her brother was from someone who stood side by side with him.
Yep.
He sang to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rhaegar would pick a spot on the hook or the Street of Seeds, and then he'd sing, just like all the other minstrels.
And what did you do?
I made sure no one killed him. And I collected the money.
God, she's hot.
I'd like to see how much he could make.
He was good.
He was very good. Viserys never told you.
He told me Rhaegar was good at killing people.
Rhaegar never liked killing. He loved singing.
And what did you do with the money?
Well, one time he gave it to the next minstrel down the street. One time he gave it to an orphanage in Flea Bottom. One time we got horribly drunk.
Grace. His star is here, waiting in the audience chamber.
How many others?
I have a little comment here.
100.
All right.
This is why I was asking about that story that Littlefinger was telling about the roses that he gave to Lyanna, because this is like two different conflicting things. The guy that we're hearing about right now doesn't sound like the type of man who would disrespect his wife publicly.
Not necessarily, because Rhaegar was infatuated. I don't think they go over this in the show, but in the books, remember, he's infatuated with history and stuff. Like, he didn't pick up a sword until he read a bunch of stories about knights and stuff, and then he decided, well, I'm a Targaryen, I might as well learn how to use a sword. He was specifically infatuated with the three heads of the dragon. That's why he wanted a second daughter, so that his son would have his own Visenya and Rhaenys. So in his own head, I'm not betraying my wife. I am being a Targaryen. I am being Aegon, because he's a minstrel. He's a singer. He buys into the romantics of the stories that he sings, and one of those is the story of Aegon and his sister wives. Because, like JV says, it's all relative.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me, because if he's aware of what he's doing when he's out singing and then doing all these other good deeds, he sounds to me like he's aware that he would be hurting Elia even if he doesn't love her. So I don't know.
Let me see if I can split the difference here. To run off with Lyanna is, in Rhaegar's mind, is not is maybe in the eyes of the Seven and in the people of the Westeros, that's a sign of disrespect, but it's respecting Targaryen history and Targaryen prophecy, that if I am the one to bring on the savior of the world, I not only have a duty, but I have a moral obligation to make this happen.
Oh, but I'm not talking about that. You guys are like trying to talk about the big picture. I'm just picking out these 2 stories that we're getting about him in this episode. Like the whole thing about him running away with her, and because he loves her and this and that, he wants to fulfill the prophecy at the same time. No, that's totally romantic. I'm cool with that. But that's the thing, that we're getting 2 conflicting stories about him in the same episode that I'm not sure other people like really cared about. But this time that I watched it, I was like, I wonder if they did that like on purpose so we could question like who's actually telling the real story about what he was like. Because it's kind of weird that we're getting two stories about him when we could have gotten one like in one episode and another one in another episode, but they made it a point that we got 2 in this episode.
That is very true, but it's also 2 different, like, for example, Sir Barristan was probably the closest thing Rhaegar could have had to a friend at being a Targaryen prince, whereas Littlefinger was some just random Joe Schmo. It would be like, freaking, I'm trying to think of like a random character, like freaking some random Lannister soldier talking about how Robb Stark is this demon from the north coming down and killing people, and then Catelyn talking about the time that her son spared a dozen Lannister soldiers because he felt that those men didn't deserve to die after the battlefield. Both can be true from certain perspectives. So Rhaegar can be this empathetic and good person in this instance, and then this self-centered jackass in this instance, and both could be equally true.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna look that up because now I need to know.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
There is no such thing as innocence in this world. Only shades of guilt.
Hold on. So right before we get to this point, where Sir Selmy says, "Do you need me? Do you need me?" And Dario says, "I can protect you from so and so and so and so." And then McQueen says, "I can protect me from so and so." And then as Selmy leaves, she says, "Sing me a song." And it's just, that's a really nice touch on the way that scene ends.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree. I would definitely agree. Of course, we're close on 2 hours, so I was, just trying to move it along.
Did your ancestors
sorry, Ryan.
No, you're good. Hey, we're all talking, right?
Would live on. Yeah. Those who find victory in the fighting pits will never become kings. But their names will live on.
She's like, bruh, I've already said about this.
Is that what you used to tell men before you set them to butchering each other for sport?
Your Grace, today is the traditional start of the fighting season.
I still think she's wrong about this.
Traditions are the
she is.
That will hold this.
I agree.
Especially since she's also alienated, like she's alienated everyone. It's no longer the slaves versus the masters. It's the Marinish versus the barbarian queen. She's given them she's united the people of Marine against a common enemy, and it's her. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that because the next scene is not real friendly.
No.
Without them, former slaves and former masters have nothing in common.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Didn't we all learn this in Gladiator?
And resentment. I can't promise this is the answer.
I don't think she watched the film.
Probably not.
She should go back and watch it.
Should have. It's great show. It's a great show. So the Harpies, Sons of the Harpies, go through the city and they end up slaughtering certain individuals. I just want to make sure that there might be nothing that's going to get us in trouble. There's not. So little. Oh no.
So these are second sons. that are being killed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're being fucked up. And it basically these guys are running rampant right now. And they're doing it for a reason.
Right. To send a message.
No, it's not to send a message.
It's
the bait for the trap to make the message.
Right.
Yep.
Which is also to send a message.
It's and we can just, and of course
so I want to know this, Shadow. Seeing that these are unsullied, and these are as you say regiment fighters. In this situation, does it look, because it appears to me that they kind of broke their discipline, and they would actually have a strategy to combat this and come out on top.
Maybe not a specific strategy, but like that's exactly what I noticed. Like the Unsullied, as they're described, in my position, what I would do is pull back into that hallway, because the advantage the Sons of the Harpy have is numerical superiority. Thousands of ants versus a couple of beetles. If they could get in that hallway, that limits who's able to come through. And hell, if they don't think, hey, let's get into the hallway, at least form up, circle, get together, protect your shoulder, because what we end up seeing in the scene, I don't think Ryan's able to show it. And not just the backs. One guy comes at your shoulder, grabs you. That guy might not be able to stab you. The two coming at your front, because you can't move your spear, got a good shot at your throat and your sides. Also, when leather armor isn't exactly the best thing, when someone can get right up and push the dagger in. This entire scene is just character assassination for the Unsullied. If this was Second Sons, I could understand this scene going the way it does, because they're not necessarily... They're mercenaries, they may understand how to work together, but in a situation like this, human instinct would get in the way, and they would think, myself first, fuck everyone else, my throat got slit. But the Unsullied, how they act in previous seasons and how they are described, shields up, spears up, back to back, get ready for a fucking long fight.
How they should have fought was basically the Battle of Thermopylae. What they should have did is they should have made that wall, and they should have formed up. That's my massive issue with it. They did not form up. They were sloppy. They broke ranks, and of course, ultimately, you got people getting behind you. You're getting beside you.
And I will say this: that we get some props of Mr. Selmy going out like a stud, because this goes back to when he was dismissed and he pulls his sword, and the other Kingsguard pulled the sword, and he said, "I could slice through all of you like slicing a cake." I believe it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm letting it run real quick. So basically, Grey Worm has just been, dehelmeted.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah.
But that's crazy though. You have Grey Worm there. How the heck did they just all fall apart? I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not like it's if it's like some of the new guys, or maybe okay, fine. But this is the leader of the Unsullied.
Yeah. I thought that was really weird when I was watching it. I'm not even all I don't know all this stuff like you guys do about combat and stuff, but even I noticed that. I was like, what? This makes no sense.
I can tell you this.
Also, if you notice, Grey Worm is the only one not getting mobbed. As well, the plot armor really starts getting laid on thick.
And anyway. I can tell, and I can say this, to quote Critical Drinker, because the script needs the plot to happen.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Real quick, I want to highlight this real fast. D-Day says Barristan is supposed to live, right? Wasn't he killed off because he kept trying to keep Dumb and Dumber faithful to the book, since he's a big fan of the source material?
I did not know this.
I didn't know that either. Also, he says funnel them in, shield wall. Yes, shield wall. And then of course you spear, and then you push forward, and then you spear and you push forward until you get to the end there, and you should have literally probably 2/3 less of the guys that were trying to mob you.
Well, that goes back to what Shadow was saying, because initially there are 6 of them, so they back into that hallway 3 across, 3 in the back, and just take them out as these numbers have to become smaller to funnel in.
Yeah. And that's actually another issue that I had with this scene is these guys are acting like bandits in Skyrim. They're not acting like people.
What?
Like they're
video game. I get it.
Sorry.
Look, people in the chat will get it. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
When their friends start dying, they don't start hesitating. Like they continue just piling on like a bunch of ants at a carcass. They're not acting like people. Like here, when Barristan kills 4 or 5 of them, they should be fucking bolting because that's what these aren't soldiers. These are Antifa thugs. They're guys in masks. They shouldn't. But he starts cutting them down, and they stick around.
Good job, Selby.
Yeah.
You going out like a man.
That's so awesome.
Also, so with what D-Day said, I can confirm it. The actor did say he read the books, he countered them on that, and Barristan got killed, and he was written out of the show. I think Grey Worm was supposed to die here because if you notice, he's on the ground, and he's got guys around him. The only reason he's not dead is because they just kind of stand around until Grey Worm gets back up and fights. Part of that could be they're not soldiers. They're like, oh fuck, that guy's legit. Crap, Grey Worm's up. But it could also be he was supposed to die here. Barristan avenges him by killing all these guys. But then the actor is a good person and tells them to not mess with the books, and they don't listen. That could also be it. Yeah.
I did not know that. And that would, given the way the rest of the show has gone, I'm not surprised in the least.
Because right about now is where the books kind of end. It is kind of like,
yeah. There's certain stuff, certain plot, like King's Landing plot lines. Some of the stuff that happens here happened in Feast of Crows, which didn't come out until after the season aired.
Yeah,
but,
everything's out of order.
Like
we're not really following the book.
Gotcha.
Yeah, scenes like this or scenes like what are happening at the Wall happened in Storm of Swords, which is what season 3 and season 4 were based on.
So right about here, but as far as their linear timeline, as far as the show goes, they've kind of run out of source. They kind of run out of source the material, so everything going forward that's not in the books is like we're gonna make it up as we go
for certain arcs. Yeah, because there are like for certain because the stuff that's happening up at the Wall and in Marine is in one of the books that was out when the show was out, and they adapted it for season 4 and 5 because they just didn't have enough content. Not that they didn't have enough content because there was so much content there they could afford to spread it out. But then stuff like Jaime's response to the Red Wedding happens in Feast for Crows. A lot of the Sansa stuff happens in Feast for Crows, which wasn't written at the time of season 5. I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Real quick,
Gotcha.
D-Day says, these guys have no self-preservation instincts, even though Barristan killed 4 dudes himself, makes the scene less believable. No, I would agree with that. Absolutely. Yeah. And we literally have just a fraction left right here.
No.
And that's where it ends.
Sadness.
Before that scene, even with the Sand Snakes, I was going to give this episode a 9 out of 10, just because I think it's got so many good character moments and so many well-written scenes. But that scene right there is just so fucking egregious. It's like a 7 out of 10 for me.
You roboted just a smidgen.
Sorry.
D-Day, I think you got through though. D-Day says there was still a lot of material, but a lot involved written out of character and magic. Dumb and Dumber didn't like magic. Okay,
I know.
Yeah,
I think it was less Dumb and Dumber didn't like that because I remember there was something that said they wanted to appeal to a wider demographic, and getting into the magic may have been some stuff that like
in a story with ice zombies and dragons.
Zombies and dragons are simpler concepts. Giant flying lizard, corpse that walks. Trying to explain.
So from what I've heard about a certain character, I would have loved to have seen Lady Stoneheart.
Yes, you would have. Like, I remember reading when Brienne meets her.
Okay.
Sorry.
2 hour mark.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, you would like the character.
Okay.
All right, let's take it out. Shadu, what you got coming up?
A couple hours ago, I dropped a video, basically kind of like a distinction between Dark Jedis and Sith, because that argument's been filling up my Twitter box. And then Friday night, I will be back here, on Ryan's channel for Friday Night Royal Rumble, starting same time this starts, and then back here Monday night for Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 6. What?
If I let you.
No, it's if Ryan lets me.
No, I have a vote.
Lily, beat them up. You're the mother of dragons.
Oh my gosh. Guys, this is supposed to happen behind the scenes, not live. Don't air out the dirty laundry.
Who are you pissing off on Twitter lately?
Nobody. I haven't really done anything this weekend.
Really? Wow.
I've been trying to, my Cowboys won yesterday. We basically slaughtered the Giants.
Whoa. That wasn't a win. The Giants forgot to show up. I'm just saying. Let's be honest.
Hey, a win is a win. We showed up. We got the work done. And 40 to 0. It would have been for them to at least get 3 points on the board, and they didn't. So I'm sorry. It was a slaughter.
I am not denying the performance of your team last night. I'm just saying they're probably not going to make the
They brought the Kenergy. But anyway, so I'm here on Mondays with you guys, and then Friday again for Friday Night Royal Rumble. So we will be here again. And then this Thursday is going to be episode 2 of Dames and Dorks. And that starts at 8 Eastern time. So we're going to be talking about a lot of really fun stuff. So if you guys want to hang out with us.
Do it. Everybody's information is in the description. And lastly, and certainly not least, the man who says goodbye to everybody. You got to do it.
True. So this morning I dropped my last week's news. Now that despite the writer strike and the actor strike, there's still stuff to talk. There's still stuff to talk about because the mainstream media is done lying for the studios, and it's great. So please keep striking. The Wednesday I will be dropping my review of Ahsoka episode 5. Thursday I will be on with Roman of the Empire at the exact same time as these ladies over here, talking about Ahsoka episode 5. And then Friday, I will be back here again for Friday's Royal Rumble. I have a subscriber challenge by the end of the month. If I can get to 550 subs, the first Friday night's Royal Rumble in October, you will get Mr. J in his full glory.
I think that's awesome. Do it. All right.
I'm getting my.
Do I
want to start with my private email?
Shut up, Shadow. And so this is his channel. No one gives two shits about him. Thank you to the chat. And I'm just going to say goodnight by saying doodles.